Oh, hello everybody. Welcome back to RC Taildraggin. I didn't even see you standing there. Um, been working on the Alien TaylorCraft 72. Got a lot done. I got the wing center section all built up. And I'm just sitting here going through the book here to see what I'm going to be doing next. But until I figure that out, take a look at the video and see how I got to here. And then we'll continue on after that. So I'll see you back here in a minute. Okay, and we were working on the wing center section here, the first part of the wing build. This is what we got done. I did have one issue, though, that I'd like to show you, especially the people that are going to build this plane. These are the W2 doublers here, W2A, I believe they're called. And these are the W5 rib partials that go in front of the spar here. And here they are shown on the diagrams for where they're at. Here's the W2 pieces, the W2A pieces, and the W5 pieces. Okay, as you're going along, it tells you to put the W2A pieces in here, which I did. And I was a little concerned about this, but I figured, well, they know what they're doing. You can see there's a little gap on this side too. As it turns out, the parts on the layout diagram are incorrectly labeled. The W2 pieces should be the wider pieces, and the W5 pieces should be the narrower pieces. So after I glued these in, I was a little concerned, and then when I went to put these W5 riblets in, they didn't fit. They were too big. They were just about that much too big. So I ended up sanding them down to get them to fit in there. And what I'll do is I'll probably put a little filler in here, a little epoxy or something will go in here. We'll strengthen that up. It's really not an issue, but it's a little disappointing in the manufacturer. I believe that's what they've got going on here. I'm hoping I'm explaining it correctly, but these are actually the W5 pieces, and in the diagram they're labeled the W2A pieces. So this should go here, this should go here. But yeah, so we sanded these down, glued them in, and I'll fill this in. But I just wanted to show that to you for those of you folks out there that are building this plane along with me. When you get to there, I believe these are incorrectly labeled. The W5 pieces should be the narrower pieces. The W2A piece should be the wider piece. So those are incorrectly labeled. So make a note of that. When you get to that step, see about reversing those and see if it fits better. I believe it will. So now I'm back onto this. I'm going to finish up the sheeting on here and see what else I can get done. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. I got the center section just about finished. Looks really good on there. It was a little bit of a snug fit on the back here, pressing the back down, so I'll have to take a little bit off of that tab there, I think, to get that to fit just a little looser. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me show you here. We got a pretty good profile on here. Fits in really well. All the way back to there. I'm really enjoying that a lot. Actually, that was a fun piece to build. So next thing I'll be doing, I'll be drilling down through these holes here for the wing bolts, and then we'll be drilling into that leading edge through here to get some dowels installed on there. This will line it up for us, which is really cool. One thing I wanted to show you though, this piece of ply here, they have doubling all this up here. I just wanted to show you that these holes are not in the center. They're set back just a bit, and you can see that there on the plans. The holes are a little bit to the rear. I'm just pointing that out because when they're having you install that piece, they don't mention that. So I just want you to be aware of that also, that you will have to place those holes to the rear if it's supposed to match up with the plans. They didn't mention that, so I will. Okay, so I think I'm going to continue on here. I'm going to get these holes drilled there, those holes drilled there, see about getting the dowels in. And when I come back, I'll hopefully have some more to show you. I'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. We're all caught up with that center wing section. So now we're going to be moving on. I just want to take a second though and tell you how I make these videos. The video segments are all recorded in one take. I don't do take after take trying to make it perfect. I'm not a movie star. I just turn on the camera, record it, turn off the camera. And a lot of times there's several days in between recording segments. I'm not retired yet. I still have to work to support this hobby, so that's why. A lot of times when I go back and I put these videos together and I look at them and listen to them, I'm like, wow, that wasn't explained very well, or wow, I was really repetitious on that section. Well, that's why. It's one take and done. That's just the way I like to do it. You get to see the real me, my real thought process, and that's how I like to do it. And also, a lot of times I'll say, I'm going to do this next or this next, and then when the segment comes back, I'm doing something completely different. A lot of times that means there's been several days in between recording, and I rethink how I want to do things, so that's why it might seem a little miscombobulated. But anyway, that's how I do it. So here we go. We're going to start on the wing. That's what we're doing. We're going to be building some trailing edge sections. We're going to get the spar out, put some ribs in, and go from there. One thing I wanted to show you, though, is kind of funny. Building the left wing, cover the right wing plane with wax paper. Yeah, so a lot of little confusing things like that, so you just got to kind of work your way through it. I don't know if they have anybody editing these things or not, but they probably should. So I'm going to get some sheeting out, start putting these trailing edge sections together, get some ribs going, maybe get them all punched out and ready to go, and then I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back everybody. We got some start going on the wing here, the left-hand wing panel. I got all the wing ribs just tacked in with a little CA. I'll go back again with the wood glue after I get a bit further. Some things I wanted to point out. This basswood spar, they say to cut 36-inch basswood spar down to 30 inches. Well, when I went into the box, I discovered that they were already cut to 30 inches. So we won't have to cut those. And also pay attention to make sure you get the basswood, because there are some 3/8 by 3/8 balsa sticks in there as well. Make sure you get the right one. You want the hardwood for your wing spars. So I have one rib left to put in here, this W11 rib. First thing I noticed was it has a little bit of a bow in it. It's not perfectly flat, so I'm going to spray that down with some Windex and put some weight on it for a few hours to get that to straighten out. This rib is very critical. This is the rib that's going to set up your dihedral. So, you know, we have this little shear webbing here that's got the angle already cut into it for the dihedral, which is cool. Now, when we put in this W11 rib, we want to be very careful. These ribs here can all, you know, it can be off a little bit, and you just keep building or whatever, and not too much of a big deal there. But this rib must be perfectly straight. The way we're building this up, we've got this center section here that we built separately, and then the two outer panels. So we got 3 pieces going here. But when it comes to this rib here, it's got to be absolutely perfectly straight to make sure that it matches up perfectly straight with this one. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll secure this down to the plans right where it's supposed to go. And then when I glue this one in, I want to make sure that the bottom of that rib here and the bottom of the rib here are going to line up perfectly. If I had glued this rib in, say it was 1 mil off this way, and then maybe I was sloppy again, and this rib was 1 mil off this way, you're going to have a huge gap down here, and they won't line up straight. So that's very critical that we pay attention to this rib. Out of all of them, this is the one that's got to be absolutely perfect. If these don't line up straight, you know, it might only be 1 millimeter here or 2 millimeters, but by the time you get out here to the wingtip, that could be quite an offset there. So we want to be careful with that. So we're going to do that. I'm going to get this piece straightened out a bit, and then we'll get it glued in, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. I got that W11 rib soaked up a bit, and it's under some weight, getting all nice and flattened out. And while I'm waiting on that, I decided to go ahead and tack up the other wing panel with the ribs. So we've got them both equally completed at this time. The W11 rib, which is pretty flat, I won't have to do this one. It's already flat. That'll go in here. The shear webbing piece will go there, and that gives us a slight angle. You really can't notice it, but there is just a slight angle there. So yeah, got a good start on these wing panels. I'm going to continue working on here, maybe a bit more today, but I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm going to go ahead and close it here. When I come back, I'm not sure what we'll have done yet. I think the top spar pieces go on next. And of course we have the leading and trailing edges and the wingtips to work on. But I'll be working on that a bit more now, and I'll show you what we get done when we come back. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just smash it as hard as you can. Hit the bell so you get notifications. Hopefully the next video will be ready in a week or so, but we'll see. It might be a little bit longer next time. So thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you back here next time for part 5 of the TaylorCraft 72 build. Take care, everybody.